And a pleasant good evening to you and to yours, and welcome to historic Al Wernicke Field, where tonight it's the Titusville Terriers coming in at 1-2, and they host the 2-1 Viera Hawks. Good evening, everybody. My name is Alan Slaughterzinski, and this is Brevard Sports Network Friday Night Lights, brought to you by Total Spine and Orthopedics, as well as Chrissy Lindback, the real estate expert, and Dean Stewart Photography. It is always a great night of football when you're at Al Wernicke Field. Tonight, two very good teams, but they both feel like they're just in different places right now. Viera looking to maintain momentum from a win over Titusville's rival last week in Astronaut. As for the Terriers, well, they went to play 7A West Orange last week, and the results obviously weren't what they wanted, but they're looking to rebound here tonight against the Viera team. And when these two teams get together, it's usually a pretty good matchup, and we expect it again here tonight. Back deep for the Terriers on the kickoff. It'll be Kamari Jackson and Andrew Anderson set the kickoff for Vieira. Looks like number 71, Brady Kramer, the sophomore kicker. And we are just about ready to get underway here. Ball be fielded by Kamari Jackson. Jackson will be brought down at about the 37, 38-yard line. And this is where Williams Billingsley and this Titusville Terrier offense will begin the total spine and orthopedic drive. So here we go. First and 10. Call it checking at the 39. Billingsley with Jackson to his left. Once it has it, gives it Jackson up the gut, cuts back, and he is pursued by Charlie Washington's defense from the backside. And that's going to be Brian Veal, the sophomore transfer from South Carolina, in on the stop. And it's going to be second and 10. Second and 10, Billingsley and the offense. Claps, turns, RPO. Billingsley keeps it himself. Room, plenty of it. Billingsley fights for 11 and a Terrier first down. Great RPO by Billingsley to pull that thing back in his belly and take off with it. Ball dead on the midfield stripe. First and 10 for the Terriers. They need a fast start here tonight. Turns, gives. And Jackson picks up just one. And actually, yeah, well, if you want to call it, picked up about 4 inches. Second, 9 3/4 of a yard to go for a first down. Head coach Matt Diesel in his first year here at Titusville, where he himself went to school, played ball, met his wife. Billingsley looking to throw for the first time tonight. Billingsley, plenty of time, and you can't have that. Billingsley puts it right into the hands of his brother, and Brian drops it. And Brian Billingsley, the tight end, wide open. And listen, William found him, but these are the kinds of things the Terriers can ill afford if they want a fast start and now find themselves, instead of first and 10, third and 9. Long count here. Blitz straight up the middle. Billingsley rolls right, throws, comes back, and in the hands of Tank Harvey. And listen, that's a catchable ball. It would have been a great play by Tank, but that ball hit him right in the shoulder pads and bounced out as he was going down. Slick surface. It rained pretty heavy all the way up until about 10 minutes before kickoff. That was a good play that just didn't get finished. Billingsley did a nice job sliding right. And listen, he hit Tank right there. And twice Billingsley on the mark. But his receivers didn't come up with the ball. And now the Terriers are forced to punt. And Viera will come out on the field for the first time here tonight following the punt. Good snap and low line drive, end over end. And Viera fields it. Not sure who has it. Viera's got those jerseys that once the lights come on, you'll never know who's playing. Can't read those numbers. And here we go with quarterback Eric Nelson and the Titusville Terrier offense. Hung 40 last week. Nelson in this offense, they've been pretty proficient to start. That's going to be Duke Butler behind him, the senior running back. So they're going to start with 4 wide receivers with Butler to the backside of Nelson's going to pull it in. RPO tells him to go wide open, caught. Beautiful pitch and catch. Perfectly executed. Sean Hartman Jr. hauls it in. And play one, gain of 20, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 33, 28, 28, and a Vieira first down in Titusville territory. Beautiful play by Nelson. That's a great RPO right there. Great read by Eric. Man in motion. Oh, nope. Nelson's going to keep. Straight up the gut. He's going to pick up 6. And it'll be 2nd and 4. Nelson, 63% completion percentage. Now over 400 yards on the season, 4 touchdowns. He's also added, with that run right there, he's over 200 rushing yards this season. Little flare out to the left, and Titusville read it perfectly. And a beautiful job by the Terrier. That's Jamarion Bookhart, one of the 2 big keys for the Titusville defense tonight. And it's going to have to be Bookhart and Jefferson tonight that secure that middle for Titusville. So a big play coming here. 3rd down and 7. I'd say they're in 4-down territory. So you maybe don't need it all here. Ball on the 35. Nelson. Oh, that was just perfectly read. Not by Nelson, but by Bookhart again. Jamarion Bookhart now with 2 big plays. That brings up 4th and 5. And Tony Gulla's not even going to think about this. The offense is going to stay on the field, and they're going to go for this. Nelson probably should have pulled that one back, but that's for film study and another day. 4th and 5 now for Titusville, or for Viera. On the Titusville 34. Nelson rolls right. He looks, throws, hit. And that's a beautiful one-handed interception. Great play. Zymarius Brown with the one-handed pick. Probably should have let it go. They'd have had better field position, but when you can make an athletic play, you make an athletic play. He does that. 1st and 10 for the Terriers now at their own 24. So both offenses have had the football. Viera starts well and then runs into Jamarion Bookhart. So it's 1st and 10 for Billingsley and the Terriers offense. Great play by that young man. First quarter scoreboard is total spine. Oh, nice. Viera read it well, though. Billingsley with a good decision there. Viera just read it well, held him to about a 2.5, 3-yard gain. Tackle made by the tackling machine for Vieira, James Olson. 16 tackles last week. Olson already with 40 tackles through 3 games this year. Billingsley with Jackson to his left. This time it is Jackson. And Jackson gets free, gets outside, ball's out. They did not whistle that down. So that was a fumble that Jackson recovered. Joe Corsi, the official tonight. And that's going to bring up 3rd and very manageable. 3rd and 2. Titusville going to bring it right back out. They're going to muddle huddle. I feel like we're way up here. Billingsley. Little pop pass out to the right, and that'll be enough for a Titusville first down. That'll get the job done. Pass was complete to Andrew Anderson. And that'll bring up our first water break with 6:05 to play here in quarter number 1. And this water break brought to you by Total Spine and Orthopedics. Back pain slowing you down. Total Spine and Orthopedics helps get people back on their feet faster and with less pain. Their minimally invasive treatments mean smaller incisions, quicker recovery, and better results than traditional surgery. Whether it's spinal injections, radio frequency ablation, or advanced minimally invasive spine surgery, their specialists use cutting-edge technology to find and fix the exact cause of your pain. Don't wait. Call 321-499-4646 or visit TotalSpineOrtho.com. So it's 1st and 10. Billingsley gives to Jackson. Big hole. Jackson exploits it. Gain of 7. Ball out across the 45. And it'll be 2nd and 3. And now Titusville finding an offensive rhythm that they haven't had in a couple of weeks. Billingsley. You're going to give it to Jackson. No, he's going to keep it. Great pull. Great pull by Billingsley. Still on his feet. He's going to pick up the first down as the machine comes over and tackles him, James Olson. And then not before he gets across the midfield stripe and into Viera territory to the 48. 1st and 10 Terriers. Anderson, Jackson, and Billingsley all looking at Matt Diesel. For the play. He gives it to him. 1st and 10. Ball at the Titusville 48. Anderson in motion. Billingsley drops back, blitz, and he had to get rid of it. Great pressure from the sophomore, Brian Veal. And nobody back there to block because Kamari Jackson was out on a route. That's timing. Jackson's got to turn quicker when he sees the blitz. Billingsley got rid of the ball. Jackson just has to recognize that a little quicker. So that'll bring up 2nd and 10. Good blitz by Charlie Washington there, the defensive coordinator. Turns, gives, and look at this. Kamari Jackson says, yep, I missed the route, but I'm going to go ahead and pick us up 9 yards to bring up a 3rd and 1 and likely put the Terriers in 4-down territory should they not make this. So far, so good for both of these teams in the pre-snap penalty area. Nice job in there by Elliott Talia, the guard, the left guard. And they run behind Talia again that time and pick up the first down. Guard center combo there. Talia. No Jeremy Pruitt tonight. The big hawking tackle, arguably one of the best in the league. Actually, it looks like Talia is playing center. And number 53, who I don't have on my roster, 63, check that. Gage Gunter, the left guard. Good snap. Billingsley rolls, throws, and now we got our first flag, and it's going to be a hold. It's going to back him up 10 yards, comes from the head referee, Joe Corsi. 3:13 to go. See what the call is. Yep, it's a hold. Back him up. It'll make it 1st and 20 now. So 1st and 20 at the Vieira 46. Everybody drying off their seats before they sit down in a quick moving first quarter here. Tank Harvey has one-on-one coverage over there. And, of course, he blows the whistle. And Matt Diesel wants a timeout, I believe. Nope. Delay a game. So it is my apologies owed to the Titusville faithful because I had to open my mouth and say there were no penalties to this point, and now we've had 2 in a row. Nothing doing there. So 2nd and 25 still. Ball's out, and Viera's, well, one guy's pointing anyway. Nope, it'll be Titusville football. Looks like number 14 for Titusville fell on it. That'd be Brian Billingsley. Gain of 3, so it's going to bring up 3rd and 22, and all of a sudden the penalties have really stalled this drive for the Terriers. Billingsley rolls right out of the snap, throws, intercepted, and nice job on the interception there. The tip drill, the good old tip drill, as Daniel Jolly, the junior linebacker, comes down with it. Jolly will give the Hawks the football back, and, well, that officially kills the drive, as Harvey couldn't come up with a play there. It's tough to pin a play like that on the receiver, but you see, we've seen Tank make that play before. Right now, Titusville needs somebody to make a play somewhere for them. It is the one thing that can spark this entire offense, which is extremely talented. And Eric Nelson will bring the troops back out with 98 seconds to play, and Vieira is going to take a timeout, and so are we. We'll step aside here with 98 seconds to go here on BSN. I want to thank Technique Boxing. They are a sponsor across all of Brevard Sports Network's platforms. And, of course, they sponsor all sports here on BSN. Thank you very much to Technique Boxing. 1st and 10. Nelson looking. Had him. Certainly had a man open. That was Jonah Woodruff there. Woodruff's off to a good start this season. Had touchdowns in the Kickoff Classic and games 1 and 2. 6 catches, a $142 and 2 in the Kickoff Classic. Of course, caught the game winner or opportunity to give Viera a chance to go for 2 to beat Rockledge. It's as tough as they come. And he'll motion in the slot. Nelson turns, gives the Duke Butler. They talk about tough. The senior transfer from Holy Trinity rumbles and stumbles for a gain of 5, and that'll bring up 3rd and 5. Third down now. 1 minute to go in first quarter. Once again, we want to thank Total Spine and Orthopedics, Chrissy Lindbeck, Dean Stewart Photography. Here we go, big 3rd down here. Nelson, pump fake throws. Oh, wow. That's enough, and yeah, that's going to be 15 more. Hit on a defenseless receiver. I don't like the call at all. But Gabe Freeman is as tough as they come. Hangs on, picks up the 1st down, and he'll pick up 15 more for the hit to the head or the whole defenseless thing. See what Joe Corsi calls here. Yeah, they're going to call a hit. I don't know what the defender is supposed to do there. I just don't know. It was a clean hit, good play. But it's the rule. I'm not criticizing the official. That's the rule. He's got to throw the flag there. I'm just saying it's a rule that I don't know how the defense is supposed to react to it. And this is Nelson who keeps Nelson with room to run. Nelson with 10 more. And another one. So 2 back-to-back 1st downs, and just like that, that'll take us to the end of the first quarter. And Vieira will start with the football on the Titusville 45 and driving. No score after 1. Back in a moment. You're watching Friday Night Lights here on Brevard Sports Network. Sorry about that. We had a little issue with the audio. Eric Nelson on the score, and Vieira leads it 7-0. Just an outstanding drive by the Hawks with a great mix of pass and run on that drive. And Nelson finishes a great drive off. And now for the third 3 out of the last 4 games, Titusville finds himself behind. And again, my apologies there, man. We were had something pop up on the audio screen there that we definitely had to get taken care of. But I think everything is fixed and sounds good now. But at least it's not freezing. Last week, Mark Brevard is so hard to broadcast from. Sean Hartman Jr. with a big catch on that drive, by the way. Duke Butler with a couple of nice runs. Great kick in the end zone. It'll be a touchback. 1st and 10 now for Titusville, who's got to get something going offensively here with 10:41 to go in the second quarter. Every drive, especially sitting at 1 and 2, it's, I hate it for them, but they can feel the pressure. You can literally feel this. They did a nice job on the previous drive until the 2 penalties. And Billingsley and Kamari Jackson will come back out, and they'll be in a doubles set, which means 2 wide receivers split equally to each side. It's a snap. Give is to Jackson. Like I said earlier, they just need one guy to make a play, and they make that play, and it sparks an offense. But for Vieira, wow, what a great drive that was. They picked up 3 straight first downs, nearly had a 4th straight on consecutive plays, nearly had a 4th straight first down. Came up just short with a 9-yard run by Duke Butler, Eric Nelson, then Duke Butler then ran it again and got him down to the 2, and Eric Nelson finished it off. This is Anderson, and he'll keep it. Anderson tries to get outside, nothing doing. As that defense, the Viera defense this year, they got a new defensive coordinator right after spring, and didn't really have that long to work. 10 new starters on the defensive side of the football, and boy, Charlie Washington and company have put this thing together quick. And I'll tell you, James Olsen and Brian Veal have really played well for Viera. 3rd down. A big 3rd down for the Terriers right here. Anderson in motion. We got flags. Corsi says, dead ball, false start. And this is the things that you can't do. I mean, these things are going to happen. But they just, right now, Titusville just unfortunately not, these types of penalties are not happening at good times for them. Not that there's ever a good time, but I mean, you get a false start up 20, okay. But on a 3rd down and 5, 3rd down and 3, actually, 3rd down and 3, you get a false start, now you're 3rd and 8. And that's exactly what the Terriers are. In doubles again. Billingsley looking, fires deep. Got a receiver. Caught. That's what you need right there. Great play, great catch. Tank Harvey hauls it in. An absolute beautiful throw. 47 yards, and the Terriers are now in Viera Hawk territory. 1st and 10. That is what you needed. Ball placed at the 34, 35. That's Billingsley finding some confidence there and going back to the playmaker, Tank Harvey, and he makes the play. Not an easy catch either, as he dropped that thing over the shoulder. That Willie Mays catch is not easy for a wide receiver. $9:41 to play. Titusville trying to answer Viera here. Billingsley with Jackson to his left. Looking again. Goes back across the middle again. And looking for Tank Harvey. Pass was incomplete. Not a great route by Harvey on that one. And 2nd and 10. He's tired. Give him credit. He didn't come off the field, but Billingsley went right back to him, and Harvey didn't have the gas there to cut that route off. This time, Jackson gets outside. Jackson's still on his feet. Jackson cuts back to the outside. Jackson cut back too far. Too many cuts. One too many cuts that time. And Kamari Jackson is angled out of bounds, but we do have a flag down. Let's see what it is. Titusville's walking backwards, so let's see what it is. Billingsley all the way standing back by the Titusville tee. The officials are gathered. Corsi is not just the head official tonight. He is the superintendent of officials for the MCOA. Let's see what call we got here. It's a hold against the Terriers. And that'll back him up. And he, unfortunate, but now it's 2nd and 20. And everything changes now for Titusville. Seven to nothing Vieira, thanks to an Eric Nelson 2-yard touchdown. And 9:28 to play in the opening half here. Throws. Harvey caught that. Nice job, Tank. Or did he? Nobody's signaling. Did you see it? Did you see it? Did you see it? No, I didn't see it. Incomplete, says Corsi. Good try by Tank, but incomplete. Nobody saw it. They all looked at each other. So it'll be 3rd and 20. That's the thing I like about volleyball. If the referees can't get the call right, they replay the point. I'm not saying that's what you should do here, but nobody saw it. Third and 20. And Titusville needs a big one again. And Billingsley trying to deliver it. Going to come back. Oh, my goodness gracious. Look at this. That is a perfectly executed. Is that a touchdown? Down at the 2. How about it? How about it? Hey, what is that play called? Gentlemen, what's that play called? Yeah, I cannot remember the name of it. I remember, and I'm embarrassed. I should know what the name of that play is. Hook and ladder, that's it. Yeah, hook and ladder. I could not remember the name hook and ladder, but Tank Harvey just pulled off the perfect hook and ladder. That was as pretty as what you saw the Miami Dolphins do. The old hook and ladder. Kamari Jackson in the backfield. Jackson turns inside. Does he get in? They say he's down. The hook and ladder. I blew it. I absolutely blew the call. Remember the hook and ladder right before the half. The Dolphins and the Chargers. Don Strock. All right, timeout. Step aside, be right back. So the play is an old school play made famous in 1981 in that divisional playoff game between the Dolphins and the Chargers. The Dolphins were getting hammered by San Diego. Don Strock came in to be the quarterback, and they needed to play 6 seconds to go in the half. Strock dropped back, threw the ball. He flipped, I believe, to Duriel Harris, and the pass was complete. And I can't remember who the receiver was, but he flipped to, it was either Owens or Harris. And that is just what the doctor ordered for Titusville. They definitely needed that. Yes, it will. I'll just give it right here to Kamari Jackson again. Second and goal. Hand it to Jackson and let him get in. He was, but that was Mercury had retired a little before that. Got a cart on the field. I don't know if somebody's hurt or Viera player hurt. Yeah. So here we go. Second down and goal inside the Chrissy Lindbeck red zone. Tony Nathan is who it was that received it. And this time Billingsley should be in on the tush push, and he is. The tush push touchdown. Seven six. Duriel Harris, Strock to Duriel Harris, then to Tony Nathan. There it is. Official is what it was. It was killing me, killing me, killing me. And Titusville looking to tie this up after the tush push touchdown by William Billingsley. The snap is good. The kick is up, and it is good. And with 8:04 to play in the first half, the whole hook and ladder helps set up a tie football game. All right, welcome back as the Terriers get set to kick off here. Loved the play, loved it. And right down here is the man that made it possible, Tank Harvey. Tank with a couple of big plays on that as the rain begins to fall here. Pretty heavy, too, so. Wind blowing. Kick is short. Across the 25-30. Nice ankle tackle there. Duke Butler, your returner. Glover on the stop. So it'll be a Hawk first down here. Ball at the 30. 35, 30-yard line, 30-yard line. 7:54 to go. And the rain coming down. Nelson rolling, in trouble, holding. This is coming back. Good play, but it's coming back. Of course, he threw the flag immediately in the area of hold. Yes, indeed. And they'll push him back, and it'll be 1st and 20. Keep your eye on Corsi there, standing at about the 26, holding against Viera. Woodruff. Nelson fakes the jet sweep, keeps it. 1st and 20. He picks up 3. Maybe 2. Yeah, 2. So, 2nd and 18, we'll call it. God, I can't believe I blew that call. Gets upset with myself when that happens. I could not remember the name of it. Couldn't remember the name. Hey, thanks for the help, too, on the hook and ladder. I could not remember its name. Nelson looking to throw, in trouble. He's going to go down, and finishing him off and going to get credit for this sack is number 33, Waylon Gardner. And now the Hawks have lost whatever momentum they had, and they are way back. 3rd and a trip back down to Vieira now. 3rd and at least 25. Got to be careful here. You absolutely have got to be careful. See if Titusville can sustain their momentum from their last drive. Nelson. Oh, great block out there. Great job by the left cornerback to come up and make the tackle, because I'm going to tell you right now, Maxwell Kukalajika got out there and threw a block on a DB that folded him. And there was room to run for Jonah Woodruff, but the safety came down and closed and made a good tackle to prevent further damage. Going back deep for Titusville is Andrew Anderson, it looks like. Nearly got there. Good kick. Takes a dead ball bounce, rolls sideways, and Titusville will take over. 1st and 10 at their own 43 with 5:01 to play. So if you're Vieira, you're thinking, okay, it took a hook and ladder for them to score on us. But they did give up a big play downfield to Tank. So if you're Titusville, you're thinking, all right, look, we got the ball down the field on these guys. Let's continue to do this. They need to get this. They need to get Kamari Jackson established a little bit more. That's part of what makes this offense successful. So now it's just spitting on everybody. You can see another pretty sunset here in North Brevard, but it is raining. As William Billingsley brings them back onto the field, 1st and 10 now. Ball on the Terriers' own 43. You got bunch sets, doubles inside on both sides. Harvey in motion. Harvey going to be an option for Billingsley. Instead, Billingsley does the right thing. He does not pitch it and keeps it and picks up 5, 6 at the most, but certainly a good gain on 1st down. We got a flag, though. And another hold. So it'll be 2nd and 20, and here we go with the holding flags. So first and 20 it'll be. 4:39 to go. And now Billingsley shifting everybody last minute. All kinds of people moving out there. Let's see what transpires from this. Little bubble screen out to the wide receiver, and that will go nowhere. And I think that play had a shot from the start just because it didn't feel like much organization to it prior to the snap. And that'll be 2nd and 20. .351 to play in half number 1. 7-7 straight eye formation. 2 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the high. Under center, which you rarely see anymore in high school football. Oh, he dropped the ball, and Viera will recover it. Just simply dropped the ball, Tank. Harvey dropped the football, and Viera recovers. And he's just going to have to shake that one off. .335, the fumble by Harvey gives Viera the ball, 1st and 10 at the Titusville 30. Wet ball just slipped out. Viera now. Nelson with Butler. Turns. Well, actually, he keeps. Nelson keeps straight up the gut. There he goes. And Eric Nelson picks up 7. 2nd and 3. Called a long 3, short 4. Nelson again. Nelson again keeps it, and Nelson will be close to and have a Viera 1st down with 2:59 to go as the referee signals the chain gang to move the chains, and they will. Youth football tomorrow here on Brevard Sports Network. It'll be the Astronaut Youth Football Association all day on BSN, as they'll be in Flagler tomorrow to play. The Titans will have that one for you, and I'll be at Cocoa for Cocoa and West Melbourne. Here's a give. Butler cuts back. Tank Harvey makes a tackle that says, yeah, I know I had to make that stop, and he does. And he limits Butler to a gain of possibly 2, 2nd and 8. Viera in no hurry. 217. Keep your eyes here peeled. We could see a play similar to the one they ran against Rockledge to Sean Hartman or Jonah Woodruff across the middle. Gabe Freeman split wide right. Hartman tucked inside with Woodruff and Butler to the left and right. This is going to Butler on a run. Ball's out. And guess what? Guess who? Guess who? Tank Harvey. He's at the 20. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Terriers. And Tank Harvey created a fumble, picked it up, and are they going to say he was down or a touchdown? There's a flag down. Let's see here. Oh, no. I think they're going to say he was down. Oh, boy. Here we go. Joe Corsi, there's a flag down here. That's going to be for excessive celebration. But they're going to discuss whether that ground calls the fumble here. And they're going to go down here. The referee down here has not moved. And I would imagine, they're saying touchdown. Tank Harvey's going to get the touchdown. And that'll be a sideline warning against Vieira on the penalty. So not even excessive celebration. Tank Harvey, who just fumbled it away, not only creates it, but he scoops it and he scores 70 yards. And the Terriers stun Vieira and lead it 13-7. What a play. That's how you make it up. Oh, I was against Titusville, so apologies there. Sideline warning against Titusville. Every extra point matters. I was going to say, I thought that football came out well before. So they actually do call an unsportsmanlike against Titusville. So that, I guess all this will take place on the kickoff. So, but anyway, the opportunity here for the extra point, which I got a feeling every one of these are going to be critical tonight. The snap, the hold, the kick, and it's a beaut, Clark. And with 96 seconds, flag down. Offsides against Vieira. So it's going to be offsides on Vieira. So the kick will be good unless Vieira wants to go for two or Titusville wants to go for two. And they might. So they're going to give Diesel, they'll move the ball up and ask Diesel if he wants to go for two. And that tush push, pretty successful for Titusville. So looks like they're going to go for two. So they're going to move the ball up and go for two. This ain't, or are they going to kick it? Oh, why would you kick it again? Why wouldn't you just decline it if you're going to kick it? I don't know. I don't understand. I don't get it. Well, he's 2 for 2. I don't understand that at all, but you'll take it. And Titusville leads it 14-7. Back in a moment. All right, welcome back here. And I think Titusville's going to be kicking off from like their 3. Actually, it'll be there. I don't know. Let's see here. That's 2:15. It's 1 15-yard penalty. So 20. 136 for Viera. Viera's problem this year has been turnovers against Deltona. 2 fumbles led to 10 points to Deltona. And so tonight, another fumble leads to 7 Titusville points. So, but if you're Titusville, you're going to take these. Of course, that goes out of bounds, and that's not what you wanted to do. Because that's illegal procedure, and that'll be 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line, I believe. 30. Or re-kick. You got to back them up, make them re-kick it. All right. You do that too. Ball be fielded by Sean Hartman Jr. Hartman across the 50, still on his feet. And Hartman will get the ball into Titusville territory at the Terrier 45. 128 for Nelson and company. Try to put some points on the board here before the half. So let's see what Tony Gullah calls up, 3rd-year head coach for the Hawks. Here comes that big offensive line. So it'll be Gabe Freeman to the near side with Duke Butler behind Eric Nelson, Hartman and Woodruff. Woodruff in motion. The give is to Butler. You got to give it right back to him. And Bill Jefferson on the stop. 2nd and 9 now. Right back on the ball with $1:10 to go in the half are the Hawks. 3 wide receivers to the far side, 1 down low. Nelson rolls to his right looking. Oh, my. Gets out of 1 potential sack. He'll pick up. That won't be a sack, but it will be a stop. As Jabari Green makes the tackle from behind, I believe. So actually, it's Bookhart. Bookhart finishes him off. Timeout. Viera with 54 seconds to go and 3rd and 7, staring them in the face here. 14-7, a hook and ladder, which led to a touchdown by Billingsley on a touch push, a scoop and score by Tank Harvey, and those are the 14 Titusville points. Eric Nelson on a 2-yard quarterback run adds the Hawks on the board, all 3 extra points. Good. 3rd and 7. Big 3rd down here. Nelson, straight drop, in trouble, no protection, goes down, and how about it, a sack? That's a sack as Bill Jefferson gets the sack, and now Titusville will take a timeout on 4th and 10. As the Terriers want some time on the clock. Maybe they got another hook and ladder up their sleeve. Coming up at halftime, we'll show you the Terrier Marching Band and let you hear them. I can't promise what else you'll hear, because once we pull the headset mic out, that's what you call a hot mic. Here come the Terriers. The Ville back out onto the field, back deep for Titusville. Oh, Viera's definitely punting here. Titusville, nobody back deep. Good punt, really good punt. Booming punt. Will stop at, I mean, you can't get any better than that. That's a beaut, Clark. Sean Hartman Jr. with an absolute chip shot that would make Pat McAfee proud. And it's 14-7 as Titusville. If I'm Titusville, smart move to take that timeout. But if I'm Titusville, I think I go to the locker room here. I don't think I try to press anything down here. Ball's wet, field's wet. Just get off the field and go to the locker room. I mean, this is where things happen that you just go, what? It just happened. And they're going to, they're just going to take a knee here. And I don't blame them. Yeah, there you go. Hartman Jr. saw to that with that absolutely dime drop punt. And that should take us to halftime. Now I'm going to mute this as soon as we're done. So we're not going to be having audio problems. But as soon as the band takes the field, I will unmute the microphone. Halftime show brought to you by Total Spine and Orthopedics coming up. And so we'll step aside. Pretty exciting football game thus far. Titusville trailed early, but they've scored 14 unanswered. Terriers lead it 14-7. Hit sets, and the Titusville band's going to be taking the field here. So.
Now performing is the Terrier Sound from Titusville High School. As the band enters the field, we do want to take a moment to thank some of our corporate partners: Parish Medical Center, Starling Honda, Yino, North Brevard Funeral Home, Oakland Memorial Garden, and Guitar Shop and more. The band is under the direction of drum majors Graham Hill on the John McLean and Bree Williams, with percussion captain Ian Heine and band captain Carolyn Fuentes Santos. Tonight, they are performing their 2025 marching show Fly. They begin with the fanfare from the movie E.T. and move right into Danger Zone from Top Gun. They'll finish this evening's performance with Fly Me to the Moon, featuring Jack Lombard on tenor sax. Drum majors, is your band ready? Ladies and gentlemen, the Terrier Sound! Ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause for the Terrier Silent Marching Band. We'd like to acknowledge and express our gratitude to some more of our corporate sponsors: T-Bone Designs, Dynamic 7, Motor Realty, Precision Overhead Garage Door Service.
All right, that'll conclude the halftime show. We'll step aside and be back with the start of quarter number 3. It's 14-7 Terriers on top. All right, welcome back here to historic Al Wernicke Field. Let's give you some halftime scores, and some of these will be some shockers, some of them not so much. Of course, here we're 14-7 Vieira. Um, trying to find the score sheet here. Holy Trinity all over Bayside, 34 to nothing at the moment. Jaden McMillan and Rico Butraggio going off again. Coco, 30 to nothing. Zaylen Chappell with a 6-yard run. C.J. Hester with a 7-yard pass. Darius Phillips with a 57-yard interception return. Jermaine Waters with a 60-yard fumble return. Gonzalez with a 22-yard field goal. So 2 touchdowns from the dark side defense, and they are all over Heritage. I do not have a satellite and Cocoa Beach score. Here is one that I am just thrilled to see. Absolutely. O'Galley running step for step with the First Academy. 6-6 at the half. So good for the Commodores playing the 9th-ranked team in the state. Astronaut 14 to nothing over Space Coast. MCC's losing 21 to nothing. Seabreeze 7-6 over Rockland. So those are the scores that we have, and here it is 14-7. The Hawks struck first on an Eric Nelson 2-yard touchdown run set up by a nice completion to Sean Hartman Jr., and then the next 14 points would belong to the Terriers, although Viera had just recovered a fumble, and it looked like they had all the momentum in the world, but a Duke Butler fumble on a tackle by Tank Harvey. The ball squirted out, and Harvey picked it up and ran it all the way down for a touch, ran it back for a touchdown. But on the play, on the score before that, Harvey had hauled in a pass, and I'm not sure who he flipped it to, but he called a pass, turned on a hook and ladder play, flipped it to his fellow receiver, who was got all the way down to the 2, and then William Billingsley got it in on a tush-push touchdown, and all 3 extra points for both teams have been good, and that's where we're at, 21-7. Second half will kick off here in about 2 minutes. Titusville, Viera, gets the football to start half number 2. So we'll see what changes, if any, the Hawks have made. And again, we talked about Viera and what they need to do. And for Viera, you go by their loss to Deltona. Deltona scored 10 points off 2 turnovers, and here tonight you got 7 for Titusville off a fumble. So protect the football, finish drives, and for Titusville, listen, they got the playmakers. They've showed it tonight. We've seen a couple of big plays downfield to Tank Harvey, and of course the hook and ladder one, and there was a beautiful play before that, an over-the-shoulder throw from Billingsley to Tank. So our third quarter scoreboard sponsor will be Chrissy Lindback, and our third quarter bottom banner will be Total Spine and Orthopedic. So when we come back, we'll have the kickoff for you right here on Brevard Sports Network. All right, the officials are trying to figure out who's kicking off, where, when, which direction. So as soon as we get done, I know Viera's receiving. So Titusville set to kick. Once again, the out-of-town scoreboard. Shockers, but no shockers. O'Galley and TFA locked in a 6-6 battle. And Cocoa all over Heritage 30-0. Merritt Island all over Palm Bay. And the second half is underway. Ball hauled in by Jonah Woodruff. Woodruff out to the 25, cuts back. And Woodruff will push the ball all the way out to the 31-yard line. And that's where Eric Nelson and the Viera offense will start. They didn't spend a lot of time with their position coaches at halftime. It was a quick talk, and they were on the field staying loose. 14-7, start of third quarter. Woodruff in motion. Titusville read it like a book as Bill Jefferson. Speed read that play. Loss of 3, 2nd and 13. Too slow to develop on Viera's side, and Jefferson destroyed it. Nelson gives it to Butler. Butler's room to run. Gets out. He's in front. Butler across the 50, still on his feet. Duke Butler all the way down to the 35-yard line. What a run by Duke Butler. 35 yards and a flag. Come on, man. Let me guess, a hold? Face mask. Against Vieira. So Vieira shooting themselves in the foot, but they will pick up the first down. Don't know if they called that on Butler for a stiff arm and grabbing a face mask. I don't know where it occurred, so I can't say. But Butler picks up the first down. He's just not going to be all the way down in Titusville territory. Great run by Duke. No Butler needed on that one to get him there. Nelson, oh my goodness gracious, great read by Eric Nelson on the RPO. He went to give it to Schmadeke, pulled it out of Schmadeke's stomach, saw the gaping hole between the tackle and the end, and took off running. 1st and 10 for the Hawks at the Titusville 45. I think that was Schmadeke. Yeah, it was. This time Schmadeke keeps it. The man-child runs through the middle, and he is stacked up as Bill Jefferson gets in there. Derek Schmadeke, the freshman. Get used to hearing that name. 9:45, gain of 2, 2nd and 8 for Nelson and company. Freeman wide side, near side. Woodruff in motion again. This time, Nelson. He's going to pick up 2 more, and it's going to be 3rd down and 6. So I don't know if this is 4-down territory or not, but I guess it would depend on where this play ends up. But 3rd and a long 6 here for Nelson and the offense. He's going to have Duke Butler. And this time, split wide side, near side. He's going to be Slade Pulliam. Here comes. Oh, nice. Oh, Nelson overthrows Jonah Woodruff. Had him perfectly. And Nelson just overthrew the football. Can't do that. 4th and 6. Eric rushed it just a bit, and it cost him. So they are going to go for it. So that'll answer my question. See if they try to draw him off here and maybe move it a little closer. I definitely would long count this. Woodruff. Back there with Butler. Hartman Jr., tight slot. Pulliam. Yeah, that play did not have a chance from the get-go. Tank Harvey and Bill Jefferson all over it. Turnover on downs, and Vieira's drive comes crashing into a Terrier wall. And here comes the Titusville Terrier offense for the first time this half. What an outstanding way to begin. No, it may not be a 3-and-out. Yes, Viera may have moved the football, but that's what you call a good old-fashioned bend but don't break, and they certainly did not. And good for the Titusville Terrier defense. Billingsley gives to Kamari Jackson. Jackson finagles his way through for a gain of 4. 2nd and 6 for Titusville. 8:27 to play in the 3rd. Titusville trying to make this a 2-score game. 4 wide receivers, double split equally. Again, Jackson's going to pick up little chunk yardage in terms of making 3rd down manageable. 3rd and 2 now. Charlie Washington calling the signals there. Haven't seen as much blitzing from Brian Veal as we did back in that first quarter. In fact, I don't see Brian Veal. And here comes the blitz. And Kamari Jackson does just enough to beat it and pick up the first down. And that is the Titusville Terrier first down across the midfield tee. And it's 1st and 10 for the Terriers at the Viera 48-yard line, 49-yard line. Yeah, I see Brian there. He's out there on that lefty end. Billingsley keeps it himself this time. And Billingsley absolutely drilled by the big, and I mean drilled by the big man. Now you want to be careful as a quarterback to run into that wall. Goodness gracious. I believe that was Dylan Price. Holy smokes, that's a big dude. But he still picked up 3. Jackson cuts back, still on his feet. Grabbed him by his jersey. But hey, it's third manageable again with 6 minutes. Good ball control offense here by Matt Diesel to start the second half. And why not? 3rd and 3 here. Pick this first down up. You got another fresh set of downs here. And you're approaching 5 minutes to play in the third. Wearing them down. Billingsley. You ride what got you here. You're going to be close. Close, and I mean close. They're going to have to probably bring out the sticks to measure this. And they'll do it on a water break. So with 5:33 to play in the third, it's either going to be 4th and inches or 1st and 10 for the Terriers. Learn, train, fight, repeat. The answer to the question is first down for the Titusville Terriers. Technique Boxing located at 1541 North Cocoa Boulevard. Jackson again straight up the gut on a worn-out defense on this drive. And this time, it won't be 3rd and manageable because it's going to be 2nd and 1 after a straight-ahead dive by Kamari Jackson. Picks up 9. 5:13 in rolling. A decisive drive. The first of the second half for Titusville. Can they finish it? Jackson all the way down inside the total spine of red zone. 1st and 10 for the Titusville Terriers. Ball at the 15-yard line. The Kamari Jackson drive. The drive of Kamari. And you got to give his offensive line a lot of credit as well. All the way across. No Jeremy Pruitt tonight. This is Jackson. Change nothing. Absolutely nothing. Vince Lombardi, I know I say it all the time, had an expression. That expression was, run it till they stopped it. Stop it. They ain't stopped it. Jackson again after 5. Second and 5. 57-55 on that right side there. Look at Jackson. Gets outside. Jackson has a chance. Cuts back inside. Touchdown! Kamari Jackson finishes a beautiful drive. And with 3:30 to play in the second, the Terriers extend their lead to 20-7. There was no way Kamari Jackson was not putting that ball in the end zone. And that offensive line deserves a ton of credit. Great job by that line. And the kick is good. And with 3:30 to play, it's Titusville 21, Viera 7. All right, welcome back here. Yep, Kamari Jackson and that Titusville Terrier offensive line absolutely wearing the Vieira front 7 down on that drive. And the Terriers, after a big stop on 4th down, drive 68 yards to put it in the end zone. And then now going to be forced to play the ball at the 1. This is Jonah Woodruff. Woodruff across the 20. Or no, he's not. He'll be stopped right there at the 20. And this is where Eric Nelson and the Viera offense has to finish the drive, because right now I don't see Matt Diesel and that Terrier offense doing anything other than running that ball and killing that clock. 2-score game, 21-7. Terriers getting it done tonight on both sides of the football. Bill Jefferson in there, gain of 6, 2nd and 4. Butler in. So what we were saying about the Terriers in the first half is exactly what the Hawks need right now. They need a big play. They need a big, big, big play. Nice run. 1st and 10, gain of 6. Titusville's defense bending, but again, they did not break on the previous drive. This is smash mouth football. This is 3 yards in a cloud of dust football, and playing muddy on defense, both teams. 1st and 10. Nelson. Got to get it out. And we get a late flag from Joe Corsi. There's a Titusville Terrier down. I wonder what he's going to call here. He's either got a cramp or selling something. Nah, he's got a cramp, man. Hopefully that's all it is, because he is writhing in pain, man. I hate to see that. It's got to be a cramp. Yep, sure is. So it'll come back. I think I had Corsi and his crew last week for MCC, and we had a lot of flags in that game and a lot of holding calls here tonight. And you could call holding on every play. So, oh, the cramp, man. Poor guy. But he is walking off on his own, maybe. I think it's Van Russell, freshman. Or if it's 57, I don't have a 57 on my roster, so I don't know who that would be. Coach Diesel, Scott Diesel tells him, need to go sit down. See, it is 57. I don't have a 57 on my roster, so I apologize. But here's hoping 5-7 is good. But for Eric Nelson and company, a gain turns into a hold in its second or first and 20. Throws caught, and he'll get 6 of the 10 yards back on the penalty. Second down and 14 now. Nelson, screen pass, perfectly executed, sucked the defense in, and look at Butler go. Butler's going to have the first down unless we got a hold. And we got another flag, and they're going to pick it up. Thank goodness. My goodness. No, they picked it up. You're right. They did throw it, though. So Duke Butler on a perfectly executed screen pass. And it'll be first and 10 for the Terriers, who were staring at, or for the Hawks, my apologies, who were staring at first and 20. And now they have first and 10, and the ball's across the midfield stripe. 1 minute to play in the third quarter. And this is going nowhere in a hurry. And that'll be first and 6 or second and 15 now. 55 seconds to play. Saxon's only a loss of 3, so second and 13 for Nelson and company. 10 in the box. Play action, throws, caught. Nice catch by Jonah Woodruff. Oh, they say no. The ball hit the ground. So third down and 13-14. 24 seconds, the incomplete pass. We'll stop the clock. Ball right on the 50. .24 seconds until we find out whose quarter the fourth quarter is. Nelson stutter steps. Oh, nice cutback, Nelson. Oh, he's gonna call that a hold. Oh my, ball's out. Titusville's got it. No whistle. Here they go. Titusville may score here. And they will score here. And that is Jabari Green with a touchdown. Well, we got mass confusion out here. First of all, we got a flag over here. He's calling a hold on a wide receiver. That didn't happen. Unless he grabbed him up close. Well, this could go against Titusville. We'll see. Let's see what the call. I don't know. But we'll see what the flag is. Viera's offense is still on the field. You see, you've seen this quite a bit this year, with officials huddling constantly during games. I don't know what the reason for it is, but you've seen it a lot. So let's see what the call is. Personal foul, face mask. Okay, so it was a face mask against Titusville, not a hold. So I apologize there. So that's it. No touchdown. And Viera keeps the football. That will not end the quarter because you can't end a quarter on a defensive penalty. So we'll get one untimed down here. So it'll be 1st and 10. So you will get, I thought he was calling a hold. I'm like, I did not see a hold. But it was a face mask on Titusville. Thought it was a good block over there by the wide receiver. So one untimed down. Here we go. And in the end, I guess it all works out. So here we go. One untimed down, and then we'll start the fourth quarter. Woodruff in motion. Butler finally in the stomach, and Butler gets outside, spins, and up. Here we go. He's not picking that one up. Yeah, it's a hold. All right, so we're going to get a hold. You can end the penalty. You can end the quarter on an offensive penalty. So Vieira will start the fourth quarter, 1st and 20, as we've got two holding calls in the last 4 plays. We'll be back with the start of the fourth quarter here on Brevard Sports Network. All right, I guess I guess the same. I thought it was just the defense, but we're going to get another untimed down. So my apologies, I was wrong. So we are going to run another play. I thought the quarter could not end on a defensive penalty. That was a penalty on offense. So it's 1st and 20. Butler. And Butler picks up 4, and that'll bring up 2nd and 16. Are we finally at the end of the quarter? Or do we have another flag? That's the end of the third quarter. So we'll be back with the fourth quarter right here on Brevard Sports Network. Once again, the following sponsors on your screen are sponsors that are constant here on Brevard Sports Network, meaning they stick with us through across all sports, and we just simply could not be more grateful to them for their help as we continue to grow here in our 6th year. Fourth quarter starts. 2nd down and about 18 for Viera. Throws, nice pitch and catch underneath. That'll get them back to the original line and scrimmage where it'll be 3rd down and 10. Third and 11. So I got to think this is 4-down territory for Viera for sure. So you got 2 downs to pick up 11 yards. See if they do it here. Let's see what they call. Viera has not really thrown the ball beyond 20 yards here tonight. Ball on the 25. Nelson looks, fires. That time he does, throws, and yeah. Looked awfully close. I obviously on the other side of the field, but that's going to be 15 yards and a Viera Hawk 1st down on the pass interference. As they're going to say that Pee Wee Fletcher interfered with the wide receiver. So that's going to put Viera inside the red zone. I didn't see if he was definitely step for step with him on the coverage. I did not see whether his other. So I don't have an opinion on the call one way or the other. That official obviously right there saw what he saw, throws the flag. So pass interference, and this Viera's got to cash in. There's no doubt about it. And inside to shut it all down in a hurry is Samaja Glover, the linebacker. 2nd and 10 now. Viera can pick up a 1st down. They can pick up a 1st down. Nelson with a chance. Corner. Touchdown. Eric Nelson. And the Viera Hawks answer as Eric Nelson scampers in from 15 yards out. And with 10:19 to go, it's 21-13. Nice drive by the Hawks. Aided by 30 yards in penalties. A pass interference and a face mask. And the extra point attempt. Snap is high. The hold is down. The kick is up. And we are within a score again with 10:19 to go. It's Titusville 21, Viera 14. So Viera has bookended this one with a touchdown in the 1st and a touchdown in the 4th here. And now their defense will look to try to do something they didn't look close to doing on the last Terrier drive, and that was stopping Kamari Jackson and that Titusville rushing attack. With 10:19 to go, the Viera defense needs to step up. And the line of the Titusville Terriers offense needs to continue to gain that forward push. Great kick, fielded at the 5. Chance for a good return here. This is Anderson, and he runs backwards, and he's still going backwards. And he gets outside. Can he make something into nothing? And the answer to that question is no. But he does get out to the 26. He was all the way back down by the 10. So The cutback across the field at least puts them out above the 20 to the 26, and that's where William Billingsley, Kamari Jackson, and the Hogs up front will come out and look to try to continue 65, 55, 57, 63. Great job on that last drive. I can't imagine we're going to see anything here other than the ball in Kamari Jackson's hands. Viera thinks so too. And Billingsley actually pulls it out, picks up 4, 2nd and 6. Call it 3. 2nd and 7. Now it'll be Anderson in the backfield. Kamari Jackson's going to slip in the slot. The younger Billingsley in the slot as the tight end. This goes to Anderson, and that's going to bring up 3rd and long. So it's going to be 3rd down and call it 3rd and 7 still. So 3 and out was the last thing the Terriers needed here. Not sure why Kamari Jackson has not touched the ball on this drive. But he hasn't. He's going to here. There's the, oh yeah, Vieira. I'm going to tell you, Vieira knew what was coming. I knew what was coming. James Olsen read that like a Dr. Seuss book, and he absolutely closed the chapter on it. And that's going to bring up 4th down, and Titusville's going to have to punt. James Olsen with an absolutely beautiful, timely blitz. And now Titusville. The problem is you didn't give the ball to Kamari Jackson on 1st or 2nd down, and everybody in the house knows it's going to him on 3rd down. Charlie Washington dials up the linebacker run blitz, and Olsen was almost there to take the handoff. That ball, Duke Butler, he just goes down, and that'll be great field position for Viera. Duke Butler's got to hang on to that football, man. 7:51. (21-14). Big drive coming up here for Titusville. For Viera. The defense did their part. Ken Viera tied up. This could be the last time they touch the football. Yeah, I just don't understand the play calling on the last drive. 7:51. Two hands it, and he does. But forward progress will give him 3. 2nd and 7 for the Hawks. Ball will be right on the 50. Clock running down to 7:35. And they are rotating defensive linemen in and out. Smart by Nelson not to pitch that ball. He had Woodruff on his wing, but did not pitch it. I think that's a smart play. It's going to be 3rd down and 5. A straight 5. Ball now in Terrier territory. But I don't think this is 4-down territory, especially with the way Hartman dropped a dime before the half on the 1. Nelson follows it through, cuts back. He's going to be this could be. It's going to be 4th and 2. What do you do here with 6:23 to go? Do you take a timeout and talk about it? Maybe let the clock run all the way down here. And this is the ball game, whatever you do here. And I think they're going to run this thing down. Let's see what they do. What they cannot do is have a pre-snap penalty, like a delay a game. So they got to hurry here. And I think I'd take a timeout here. I really do. I would. I would definitely talk about this. They snap it. Nelson cut. He's not going to get it. Titusville with their second 4th down stop. And they will send the Viera offense back to the sidelines. Great job by that Terrier defense to step up when they needed it most. 1st and 10, Terriers at their own 48 with 5:40 to play. That's a reach down and go get it play. Now, if you're Titusville, turn around and hand the ball to Kamari Jackson and let him deliver the dagger. Holy Trinity all over Bayside, 41-0. Cocoa Beach and Satellite, 13-13. Looks like a good one there. Cocoa running the clock on Heritage, 37-0. The Tigers will pick up their first convincing win of the year. Not sure what that was, but it certainly was not. Somebody screwed up, and Matt Diesel's letting whoever it is know it. O'Galley defeating the First Academy 8-6 at the moment. The Commodores get a safety in the 4th quarter against the First Academy. Melbourne 67, Palm Beach Christian nothing. Astronaut shutting out Space Coast. This is Kamari Jackson, and there is the possible dagger to deliver with 4:48 to go. So 1st and 10. 4:30 and running. And Titusville may be forced to take a timeout here. They better hurry up, get everybody set, and then snap the football. Give his to Kamari. Kamari's not going to pick up much. And nothing, and lose yards. But he stays in bounds. And he doesn't lose, actually doesn't lose any yards. So it's 2nd and 10. 3:39 and running. Stay in bounds. And the referee says, yes, keep running the clock. And that's going to be a no gain. Not sure why you throw a ball here. Third down and 7. 2:50 to go as Titusville looking to just run it off here. First down may do that. But it's third down. 4-down territory for sure. Billingsley, who has managed this game well tonight, rolls out. Yep. Oh, wow. Not only does he throw it, not only do the Terriers take a chance, and unconventional to say the least, but you pull it off and you pick up the first down and move the chains. That takes a lot of guts right there. A lot of guts. And to throw the football up 7 at home with 2:25 to play. But they get it done. And this is Jackson works his way through. Well, I'll tell you. And now Viera's going to, if they got him, they're going to have to start using them. Our player of the game tonight. We'll give it to Kamari Jackson and throw a little Tank Harvey on top. How about that? Defensively, Bill Jefferson with a heck of a night for Titusville. Jack, oh, no. Billingsley pulls this back, tries to get outside. He will not. And we're down to 95 seconds here. I want to thank Total Spine, Chrissy Lindback, and all Brevard Sports Network's sponsors for tonight. 3rd and 9. One minute and 7 seconds, and Viera takes the timeout. So Titusville with a nice job tonight, and listen, I mean, obviously you're still 4 games into this thing. You're now 2-2. You still have some things you got to obviously clean up, but you've put yourself back in a position where you're feeling good about what you're doing moving forward. You pick up a win against a good football team, unless something crazy happens here. That's exactly what's going to happen. It's 3rd down and 9 for Billingsley. Oh, he dropped the football. I just don't understand the whole throwing it thing. And why would you do that and stop the clock? I don't understand the play call here. I get it that you got it on the other one. I have to ask Coach Diesel what the thinking is here. 1 minute. And now it's 4th down. And so Viera with a shot to get the ball back with under a minute. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Certainly, I guess throwing the ball is the element of surprise here, but again, when you throw the football, there are many things. There are basically three things that can happen. You can complete it, it can be incomplete, or it can be intercepted. A lot of people go, you can score a touchdown. That's four. No, that's a completed ball. So there's three things that can happen. Two of them are not good. And when you have the lead like this late in the game and your running back is chewing yards up like Pac-Man chewed up dots, you turn around and you hand it to him. But maybe Coach Diesel sees something that I didn't or don't. I don't know. But it's fair to question. 4th and 9. And, he's down there for a reason, and I'm up here for a reason because I'm not a coach, and he's one of the best. I don't know what this is. It's some sort of wildcat here. And they're just going to tank Harvey, and that's going to be Viera football with 54 seconds to go. And Tank Harvey is not going to make the first down. And now Viera has turned the football back over to Viera, which is something I just didn't anticipate happening. I don't know how many timeouts they have. Titusville takes a timeout here. So there's 54 seconds. Ball's at the 15, so Viera's got to go 85 yards in 54 seconds. We saw Titusville with the hook and ladder trick play back in the second quarter. Certainly Viera has practiced something of the sorts. As you can see, the field pretty spread out. It'll be a 4 wide receiver set with Nelson and Butler in the backfield. Nelson the ball's out. And maybe that was the plan all along. Ball's still out in the end zone. Who's got it? Who's got it? Who's got it? Titusville's got it for another defensive touchdown. And that is going to put the icing on the cake as they just absolutely finish it off. I believe it was Tank Harvey who come up with it. And that's the ball game. That's the craziest ending you're ever going to see to a ball game that's not a one score, that's not like going down to the wire. Just insane. And the extra point. Titusville's defense has been outstanding tonight. And they'll win this. As nice job by the kicker, too, on the extra points tonight. As Eli Russell's gone 4 for 4. And with 38 seconds to go, the nail in the coffin. The fumble by Eric Nelson. The ball rolls into the end zone. And I believe it was Tank Harvey that recovered it. Nice job, Coach. Yes, sir. Well, I tell you feel like both of these teams tonight, it just – and the Terriers will come out of here with the win. 38 seconds. And Vieira will drop to 2-2 as Titusville will move to 2-2. the road ahead for the Terriers. It's a tough one coming up. They've got district games coming up in a couple of weeks. Seminole next week. Seminole was unbeaten. You have to play better next week to beat Seminole. But tonight, this performance, good enough to take down the Hawks. Pretty sure it's Seminole they play. Let's take a look at their schedule here. Spruce Creek, my apologies. Spruce Creek still, they're going to have to play better next week to beat Spruce Creek. Then it's O'Galley, at O'Galley. Then Melbourne Central Catholic. Then here against Merritt Island. Then at Palm Bay. And, of course, the battle for the Hudson, which is here against the Astronaut War Eagles. So, intercepted, and that is definitely it. And Titusville will pick up the win as that interception hauled in by Ladarius. I'm sure I get this young man's name right. Faison, Ladarius Faison. And Ania's coming, I think. And that'll do it. Sometimes you take them any way you can get them, and the Terriers tonight get a good one. As victory formation will do it. I want to thank all of our sponsors tonight. And that'll do it. Your final score is going to be Titusville 28 and Vieira 14. Our players of the game tonight, Tank Harvey and Kamari Jackson. And the Terriers move to 2-2. And the Hawks fall to 2-2. So for all of you out there, I'm Alan Slaughter-Zinski. This has been a presentation of Brevard Sports Network. Have a great night.